Hello, it's Finn, and this is not really a sewing vlog because I haven't done any sewing in the past few days. So, welcome to the chaos instead. Yeah, sorting my beads. This may take me forever.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
I still have my storage boxes of beads everywhere, but I cleared the ones that were under the rack, and I was like, okay, this area is good enough. I can do the video. And then I was like, but look at the bench. It was actually not as bad as this, but then I was like, I could either clean away the few boxes of tubs of beads, or I could just keep going. And you'll notice there's 2 cardboard boxes over on my workbench on the end there. I have done some sewing, sort of, this week. You know, the dramatic jacket with the blue iris. Well, the design feature on the back wasn't done. I was going to do it in red metallic sequins, all shimmery and ruby red. And I finally got around to doing that. So that's it's hand sewing. So that's sewing. So that's something. This was so difficult to do because see the purple sprigs that are leaning over and sort of dangling down? My thread got caught on them every single time it passed, and it got caught on a different one each time. It was very frustrating, but we got there in the end. So yeah, this is done, and oh my gosh, I still can't believe that I made this jacket. It is absolutely amazing. Sometimes I make something and I'm just like, wow, that is, I don't know, it's something. It's just, I think because all my other jackets, so this is the base jacket, it just looks so complete, and those are the flowers over on the right there. It just looks so different than I thought it would. It's amazing. I love it. But it's more Paris Fashion Week than Milan Fashion Week, which is kind of the sort of what inspired me to do this was one from Milan Fashion Week, gosh, like 5-10 years ago. And it had blue, purple, red, and gold flowers in it, and some creamy coloured ones as well. And then I ended up creating this. It's amazing. I really love it. It's very different than anything else I've ever done, but I really, really love it. It's been amazing, trying to use up all my flowers. I think I will try and use them all up before the end of the year. I don't think it's actually physically possible, but I think, yeah, there's enough to do at least 3 or 4 more jackets. Plus there's all the foliage as well. And yeah, I was going to put the foliage. Oh, this is me. I forgot, there's another sewing vlog and I totally forgot. But then I was showing you, this is going to be all my toys. And yeah, some of the leftover owls from, those 2 strawberry shortcake jackets that I made, I don't know, July, August, in the middle of this year. Well, some of them didn't have holes in the side. Anyway, so I'm just about to show you this sewing vlog I just remembered that I'd done, that also has those little packets in it. In it, I refer to the daisy jacket with little white daisies on it. This is the jacket that I just randomly talk about and don't show you. So I'll roll that bit now and then I'll come back. I really do love this jacket, but I definitely want a cute little bolero version. So I just finished narrating the 7 flower jackets. Well, it was 6 flower jacket episodes and 1 sewing vlog. And I am wondering what to do next. And this ladybug jacket came to mind because I have such a cute idea for this. I've got black flower sequins, my white jacket with white daisies on it. Well, I've got them in black and I've got black seed beads. So I kind of want to do black flower sequins over the dots, but also maybe something around the neckline. And this is the last jacket that I just finished. So I kind of, and this is a tweed in the same colours, but it's completely different. So it's also blue, green, and yellow with some flecks of dark blue in there. And because I did green on the other one, I was thinking maybe blue and teal on this one, like dark blue and teal on this one. I'm not sure. As you can sort of see, the lining is already in and it's poking out. It's a sort of aqua colour. So that's why I'm leaning towards blue with this one. But I don't have enough blue flowers to do blue fabric flowers. But yeah, and if you're thinking that the actual style of the tweed is familiar, the rose jacket had a similar tweed, but in a different colorway. So, and I love these autumn coloured flowers here because I kind of do want to try and use up all my fabric flowers before the end of the year. I don't think it's humanly possible, but I can try. So I was thinking maybe the autumn flowers on this one because I've got a autumn coloured fringe for this jacket, which I haven't stitched on because you kind of want to do the beading before you put the fringe on because the fringe gets in the way of everything. So those are autumn toned and the fringe for this jacket is going to be autumn toned. So I thought maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know. There's bright pink in there as well. I guess which isn't a very autumn colour, but I kind of want to use that up. So I've also got this seed bead, this mix of beads here. I came up with this while I was filming the episode for the dinosaur jacket that I put flowers on. And I thought maybe the flowers that I had weren't enough. So I guess I could mix those flowers, autumn toned flowers and the hot pink toned flowers in with these, or I could use them on two different jackets. I'm not sure. Maybe I just need to take a break. I have this jacket, which it's never really had beaded trim on it. It's got a few dozen teal square beads. And I thought of this because the lining is very brightly coloured. I know the outside, the tweed, isn't very bright, but it might look nice with bright flowers on it, perhaps. I've also got pale pink flowers that I need to use up. I don't know. It's such a beautiful tweed and it was quite expensive. I don't want to cover it up. I might do a beaded trim on that one. I've been thinking about getting out the frame. When you make beaded trim, you have to sort of stretch, like you get a big wooden frame and you put 2 layers of netting over it and then you create the beaded trim on that, then you cut it off and you stitch it onto, once it's complete, you stitch it onto your bead jacket. So that whole trim is made before you stitch it on. Whereas in the past year or so, I've been stitching each bead individually directly onto the tweed. So it's been like a couple of years since I've done any framework. And I think I got sick of it and I've had a break from it. So I feel like it might be time to go back to it. So maybe I'll make a beaded trim for this one. I don't know. So then I thought of this jacket. This is another Linton tweed from 2010. I bought it and then a few months later I turned it into a jacket, and I used up some of my vintage sequins and vintage beads to make the Peter Pan collar, but I don't know. I feel like the tweed, it does have mint green in it, so it goes. But I feel like the magenta pink is such a bold colour that the pink and the red are the ones that you see. So it might be nice to do this owl mix. Oh, it's got tiny little pendants that are owls and they're all different colours. And this jacket is all different colours. But the rest of the bead mix is sort of pinks, magenta and reds. So that would go quite well. But then, yeah, do you want to do a colourful multicoloured bead mix on multicoloured tweed, or do you want to do it on a solid-ish colour? Like, they'd look gorgeous on this green. So I'm not sure. I don't know. But also those autumn tone flowers, the fabric flowers would look good on this tweed. So I've been meaning to take this Peter Pan collar off and do something else, some other type of beading on this jacket for like over a decade now. I wore it for the first few years after I made it, and then I just sort of, it fell out of rotation. I made more and more jackets, and so I haven't worn this one much, really, given that it's 14 years old. But I don't know. I love the tweed, but I just feel like the Peter Pan collar beading is not the best. It's not its best version of itself. So I think I might carefully take that off, and we'll look at what the jacket looks like without it. Because sometimes when you take the beading off, it just completely changes. Oh, and the lining is mauve, and it's got "This Lady is a Vamp" written all over it. So I can't decide whether I like it or not. I think one of the reasons I went with the mint for the beads on this jacket was because the lining was pastel. So I'm kind of, I should have done something bright, I think, originally. So yes, definitely hot pinks and reds, and either dark reds or magenta. So either those bright coloured flowers or the bright coloured bead mix. So I took the collar, Peter Pan collar, off, and I guess it doesn't look very different, but yeah, you really can. The magenta is the first thing you see, the magenta-y hot pink, I think. And you can see all the other colours in there as well. But I think, as long as it has hot pinky magenta tones on there and some reds, whatever beading I do has to have those colours in it, I think. So here I thought I'd give you a closer look at the beaded trim. I used metallic thread to make this. Metallic thread is notoriously difficult to use, and beading, you're just passing the thread through one thing and the other. It is, I don't know what I was thinking. It's incredibly intricate, and I must have the patience of a saint. So anyway, in a previous sewing vlog, I mentioned that I have these sequins. They sent them to me, but they don't have any holes in them, so I could never use them. And they're a little too thick to punch your own holes in, which is what I would just normally do. So I also got these sample little plastic sandwich bags, but they're tiny. I got them in the wrong size. And I was like, well, great. What am I going to do with these? So I was thinking I'll make a sample jacket. But then I pinned them on this jacket here because it's all colourful, and it just looks weird. It just looks so weird. So what I was thinking was, in that movie, Despicable Me, Gru takes the three little orphans to the fun fair, and the youngest one, who really loves unicorns, she tries to play a game to get a free unicorn. And they have, at carnivals, they have all those bags of candy, spun sugar, hanging in bags, and they have other things hanging in bags. So I was thinking I could do a carnival one where, use up all the candy looking beads. I've got ones that look like gummy bears, and I could find all the carnival sort of things that I have and put them all on the one jacket and sort of hang them down like those bags of cotton candy, whatever it's called, spun sugar that they have. So I guess I could do that, because I was thinking of doing a sample jacket and just having all different broken beads in bags instead of some beads that you get. There's glass on the inside, so you can't pass your needle through it, so you can't actually use it as a bead. But if I could put it in a little bag and stitch that to the jacket. See, I put them on here and they don't look good. But I think if I use them all in one jacket, then maybe they would. I don't know. I've got loads of other beads to use. So I'll just keep using beads and flowers, and if an idea ever presents itself with these, I know that they're ready to go. I also have some green ones and some white ones that I haven't put in the little bags yet, but yeah, so this is that's what the idea was behind them. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. So back to this jacket here. Yeah, I can't decide whether I like the flowers better or the beaded mix with those little owl pendants. I'm not sure. I'm being very indecisive at the moment. I know I've just been really busy and really productive for the past few weeks. I kind of want to keep the momentum flowing. But I think what I might do, this is a gorgeous bead mix. And yeah, I've got more of it, so it's not very much, but this is just the sample section. And once I decide which jacket, I'm like, if you do it on a bolero versus if you do it on a jacket with full length sleeves, you need different amounts of beads. So I'm just sort of working with the sample section at the moment. When I decide which jacket I'm going to do it on, then I will, yeah. I mean, I could put it on the ladybug jacket, just do the beading over each of the black bits and then have the owls and the flowers, that sort of beaded trim around the cuffs of the sleeves and around the neckline, down the centre front and around the bottom. I could do that. I don't know. I think I should go shoot a collections video or something and then come back and make another jacket. And then I went and did loads of other things, but none of them sewing related. And now we're back. And I found some of those little owls. I do have a drill, and I have these small drill pieces, so I could have drilled holes in them, I guess. But I was like, yeah, I've got some of those little bags left over. So I put them in that, and I'm going to, I've got a whole paper bag that's got just toys in it. They were in a tub for a while, but it's actually bigger than a tub now. So yes, now I'm sorting. My grand idea was a couple of these are project bins. So that one there is my Sully. I've decided I want to make a Sully jacket. Well, first it started out I want to make a jacket that looks like green grass. And you know how at the start of the year I was doing the fringe with it's like 8 or 10 beads in the fringe, just like 4 layers around the bottom or 2 layers around the bottom, and then 2 layers on the cuffs and the shoulders and around the neckline and down the center front. Well, I'm going to try and do a whole jacket with fringe. And I'm going to use slightly larger beads, but yeah, so I'm going to do I was like, oh, a grass green one would be awesome and it would look like grass, the whole jacket. And then I was like, oh, actually, Sully is like, he's covered in fringe. And I've got all these sort of like I never specifically set out to buy purple beads. This is me just showing you like, I've moved the greenery a little bit, and I bought these tubs. You get like, I think 6 or 7 different sizes, and they're all stacked inside each other. And I got one set and I used them, I filled them all, and I was like, these are really good. So I bought a bunch more. And then I was like, well, it's stupid having them all, like Russian dolls. I'll put the big ones in the big ones, the medium ones in the medium ones. So I stacked every single one of the same size in itself. And like, I don't have Tupperware. I live alone. Like, I don't make too much food. I don't typically have a huge need for Tupperware. So you probably know this, but I stacked them all the same size in the same size, and they all sort of sucked into each other, and they were just impossible to get apart. So then I spent a ridiculous amount of time getting them apart from each other. So anyway, the large ones are a couple of them are project bins, but most of them I've got pearls in the larger ones, and then the smaller storage container, the smaller little tubs, I've put seed beads in, like small heavy glass beads. So I'm trying to get all the but I've also got some that, like, there's these gold pebbles, and oh my goodness, I like them so much that I must have bought them so many times. Anyway, I've got this big tub of them. I'm like, we're just going to put these where I can see them so I am never tempted to buy them again. And I always, like, I'll use them on anything gold I do. I will have to use up some of these. And there's also quite a few different green ones because, as we know, green is my favorite color. So the owl one from the first part of the sewing vlog that I showed you, that mix, it has its own container. And then this is pink cream, very light beige, those sort of ones. Yeah, I just realized how long it is since I've done, this is the owl mix here. I've added some hot pink, transparent hot pink and red to it, and it's looking pretty fabulous. And it's got all those vintage magenta and these sort of purpley flowers as well. And I found my tinsel that I didn't quite get around to stringing up last year, or maybe I did. No, I think it's from the year before. And these green beads here, very, very acid green, it's going to be a vintage brooch jacket, and there's also some small seed beads that I'm going to use, like, you know how brooches have gold? I'm going to use, instead of gold, I'm going to use these green seed beads to sort of outline everything, I think. And yeah, so I've sort of, with the vintage brooch jackets, I didn't get around to making them this year. Because they're just so much, it's just that type of beading is just so much work. So what I was thinking is about doing framework, like, so making the jacket, like cutting out each piece of the jacket, and instead of sewing it together, doing all the beading first when it's on a frame, and then cutting it down and finishing each piece, sewing the jacket together, because there'll be so much beading on it that you can't run it through a sewing machine. And doing it that way, those ones are left over from the vintage knits jacket. So yeah, I guess that's why I've got these little project tubs, why I've put so many sequins and things in there. I think I'll make a few jackets next year on frame. And it's more complicated in a way, but it's also, if you're doing a lot of embellishment, it's actually probably quicker because the whole thing is strung out, and which leaves both your hands free. Whereas when you're just beading onto a jacket that's already made, you have to hold it. So that's what I'm sort of just making plans, I guess, and moving stuff around, reorganizing my beads. But I like that I can see things. And once I use everything that's out, then I can refill each container with something new and use up that. And that is the plan anyway. I'm very excited about the green grass jacket and the Sully one. I think the Sully one will be particularly adorable. And I'm thinking of making a pink handbag, so it'll look like I'm like walking Boo, because I'll be holding the pink handbag. It'll be adorable. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you want to see other videos of jackets actually being made, just click the links in the description box below. There's a bunch of them, or you can just wait and see them later in December. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and happy sewing.